Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you podcasts where we talk about random animes, we talk about the art of cosplaying, and sometimes we like to talk about conventions. We have shared in the past a previous video covering mostly about general conventions, what to bring, what to do, what to prepare for. But now we're going to be breaking up into I want to say smaller conventions because I know some conventions can be quite large, but we're going to be doing a podcast recording on just one particular convention, and then we'll have cosplayers share their experiences, their thoughts. We also have some folks here who might be curious about said convention. Maybe they want to attend one day, so they're also here to kind of learn as well. So today we're going to be talking about Anime Boston, but before we get into all of that, I want to introduce our lovely guest and tea sippers here with me today, starting with...
Hi, I'm Jason. I am cosplaying as Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. My pronouns are he and him, and my social media be TikTok.
I am Moody McSnooty. You can find me on TikTok or any social media platform as Moody McSnooty or Moody McSnooty 2. I am here with a Funko Pop Shoto, and I am cosplaying Dabba-Dee Dabba-Die from My Hero Academia.
And I am Ackley Attack. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And you can find me on, of course, my social medias, being, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, just to name a few, under Ackley Attack TV. And my Instagram is Ackley Attack 4427. And I'm, of course, cosplaying as a gender-bent version of Sailor Moon from Sailor Moon, complete with, of course, this adorable Luna plushie by my side.
That's awesome. Everybody here just looks awesome today. In case if you're wondering who I am, you haven't watched the show before, or maybe you have and you just forget who I am. Hi, my name is belladonnarose.cosplays. I go by either Bella or Rose, preferably. And I am on Instagram as belladonnarose.cosplays. I have my Instagram right here. Anytime I am in this corner doing streaming, crafting, or just being here on this fun-loving show. So anywhere you can find my link tree on any of my social medias, those are my pages. I'm not gonna say all my pages just because it might take too much time, and I really think that I should keep the ball rolling because that would be kind of unfair if I didn't. So take it away.
Alrighty. And of course, I am Jen, the founder of Cosplay Tea Time, as well as today's host. I go by she, her pronouns. You can find me Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, JenPeriodCosplays45, and I am dressed as Lucy Heartfilia from Fairy Tale. So, got everything well prepared. So, thank you all so much for joining. We're going to go ahead and start with one icebreaker question, which is, what is your favorite anime song and slash or opening, like the opening theme?
I want to say the opening to season 3 of Demon Slayer. I can't remember the name of it, but it's really just so good to listen to.
I have to say, I want to say the opening for Fire Force, or I forgot the name of it, but I think it's called Carousel from My Hero Academia. Just go around.
Oh, yeah.
Inferno.
Yeah.
Inferno's the one for Fire Force.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, again, this is a pretty tough one, but I think I do kind of forgot the name of it, but I gotta say, it's gotta be, for me, definitely the first opening to Sword Art Online.
Crossing Field.
Yeah, Crossing Field, thank you.
I like the song Odd Future from My Hero Academia. I forgot to mention at the beginning of my introduction, I am cosplaying Deku. Find the Easter egg on my side of the screen. But I like Odd Future from My Hero Academia. I think it was like season 3, season 4. Um, because just if I'm ever running late, I just throw that on and I'm like out the door and oh my gosh, like really quickly. So that's why I like it because like the beat gives me like that rush to like yes, the drive. We love the drive.
Yes,
I
I
know,
would. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I know Soul Residence 2 from Soul Eater is also good.
Not a good one for me. Isn't Wings of Freedom an opening song for Attack on Titan?
I think so, yeah.
Oh gosh. We're gonna need Spotify playlists later on, so Made Our Colors podcast, now your anime top favorites from Cosplay Tea Time. Maybe we'll make that here soon. Or somebody else can make it for me. That'd be great too. But yes, I will add 2 of my top favorites, which is, of course, the fairy tale theme. Can't go wrong. Such a hype. And I just had it. No, it's gone. Oh no. The first opening of Demon Slayer. My bad. I had to look back at Jason's screen.
Garage. I think it's
Grunge.
pronounced that.
I think it's something like that. But yeah, that one is so good. Such a classic. I tried to sing along. I tried to sing along. And I don't sound very good, but it's so good.
I'm guilty as charged.
Alrighty, and with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our icebreakers. For now, we still have more questions on the way, but first, a little commercial break where we talk about what is Cosplay Tea Time and how can folks join. So, this is your first time tuning into Cosplay Tea Time. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to join, to watch. We're cosplayers who also take a moment out of our day to sit. We dress up in cosplay. We bring tea, snacks, plushies, all that fun stuff. And we just talk about random themes, whether it's about specific anime, shows, the art of cosplaying, such as mental health, sewing. There's a whole playlist out there somewhere. And then, of course, we're doing conventions. We had our color podcast, so now we're focusing more on conventions. Cosplay Tea Time brought to you by letter C, it feels like. So, yay. There's all that. So, if you are a cosplayer out there and you want to join on maybe 1, 2, or a few podcast recordings, do message us on our Instagram. We have a whole link tree down below, so make sure you follow and support Cosplay Tea Time. Make sure you follow and support our lovely guest and tea sippers here. They're absolutely amazing and incredible people. So, can't do this without them. Nobody wants to hear me talk. It's more fun when more folks join. So do be sure to message us. We'll get you squared away. And also, too, just want to say thank you for all the love and support. We're coming up on 2 years here with Cosplay Tea Time being out there in the interweb and all that stuff. So thank you all very, very much for the love and support. So, yay. And with that, commercial break is over. Look at that. Haven't done it in like 3 weeks and passed it. Feel really, really hyped right now. So we're going to take that hype train and we're going to move on to today's theme, which is about Anime Boston. It is a convention that's held, I guess, early spring. Is April? Is early spring? Sure. Okay. brain today. That's okay. But yeah, so in early spring, we have Anime Boston, of course, held in Boston, Massachusetts. It's an anime primarily anime-focused conventions. So we're going to be asking folks a series of questions about all their experiences, with the first one being, get ready, Jason, how many times have you attended Anime Boston?
I never have attended Anime Boston, but at some point in the future, I would like to make sure it happens.
I think I have attended it, 3 times. I think one in, I forget, I have my lanyards back there, but I think one was 2019, 2003 this year I went. And then it could have been 2018 also. I think I could be wrong.
All right, well, yeah, I guess it is quite obvious. I have attended Anime Boston for sure, and I've only attended 4 times actually, from 2015 all the way until the last one, which was 2018 for sure. Afterwards, really been attending that convention quite a while, but hey, once I get some things worked out on my end, I would definitely love to come back to that one. It was a whole lot of fun.
So I haven't attended Anime Boston. I'm here to learn about Anime Boston though, because quite recently I have been thinking about and actually wanting to expand the amount of conventions that I go to. We might get to this convention topic later, but the only convention that I've not been through, excuse me, I've been to is SwampCon, and I went to SwampCon about, I think, 3 times. There's a 3-year gap where I didn't go, which is okay. But um, personally, I haven't been to Anime Boston, but whenever I finally have the opportunity to go, I'd love to go and I'd love to experience Anime Boston and yeah, kind of just meet some new people and, experience how like meeting more of a bigger cosplay crowd, whether you cosplay or not, if you appreciate the craft, then you're part of the community. It's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Wise words never spoken. Alrighty, and for me, I have never been to Anime Boston. I've seen a lot of folks post about it. We've talked about it here in the server quite a bit, that it was like, alright, it deserves to go at least the first top 3. So I have not been. I'm on the East Coast, and I looked up like how far was the convention from where I live, and it's a 7-hour drive. Like, yeah, your girl's gonna need some breaks in between, because I just did Harrisburg and I drove that straight through. But yeah, so I'm hoping one day to attend, because I would love to meet folks and new folks and all that stuff, get cosplay tea time out there and all that good stuff. So definitely, it's definitely on the planning list. So will I go next year? I don't know, but we'll see. It's always a we'll see. All right, next up we have, how do you prepare for Anime Boston?
I would prepare to the best of my advantage. If I would make sure, like, if one cosplay breaks, bring a emergency kit, or I would like to say bring it back up just in case something goes very wrong.
I'd have to say, as someone who lives in New England, iced coffee. Because you need that energy. I'd say you need like water, definitely water too. And like comfortable cosplays. Because I remember I went with the Dobby and the strings on the back of the jacket were too long. And people kept stepping on them like, oh god. So yeah, make sure like you plan like a good outfit, because sometimes it could be like busy and like the escalators, or like I had to lift it up. I was like scared of the escalators tugging on it.
All right, well, I guess for me, I think in terms of playing for Anime Boston, probably a whole lot for sure on my part. Like, pretty much the cosplays that you want to bring, including backups, just in case for sure, and pretty much an emergency kit, some stuff that'll keep you healthy, like of course hand sanitizer and stuff, and oh yeah, even a large wallet for sure, because there is a lot at the vendor hall and artist alley that'll keep you occupied for sure. Just to name a few on my part.
That's a good advice. Bring a big wallet.
Okay, the more we get into the cast, the more I am experiencing that I'm gonna have to be the advice, or kind of like explain more of my view on certain things. So straight up forwarding, bear with us. But personally, I feel like as long as you research the convention, how many people are going, what vendor halls are going to be there, just researching as much as you can, all of it. Personally, to me, it seems like there's really no difference on preparing to go to the convention, which, going to a convention anyway. You pack water, you pack snacks, you pack money if you need money to spend on food. If you find something adorable at the vendor's hall that you want, or maybe you might need, go ahead and get it as long as you have enough money. Um, Personally for me, whenever I'm going to a convention, like I said, I went to SwampCon with a friend this year. Um, when I go to a convention in general, I basically just act like the grandma of the group. Um, so I tend to take care of everybody, and I actually have extra money on me with like for my friends and stuff for like food or something like that. And I usually am very accommodating, and I just encourage a fun and safe environment for everyone whenever I go to a convention normally. I know I am someone who is a cosmetologist, if you didn't know. I'm a cosmetologist and cosplay on the internet. And whenever I do go to cosplay conventions, I will bring like a stuff, like my whole cosmetology kit that I would use for wigs like on my back. And I would make sure that I wouldn't bring anything through security that would cause any concern within that backpack. I have extra snacks and I have extra water in case if, someone who's not in my group kind of like passes out and needs assistance. I can bring my group over there and, assist them. Even if they don't know how to, they can kind of learn how to. And I know before the convention, I print out, a whole bunch of stuff, events going on. Um, I print out a map of the place, and so that way I'm not relying on my phone all the time, because what if my phone breaks? What if my phone dies? And I feel like when it comes to going to a convention, whether big or small, you really shouldn't rely on technology a whole lot. I mean, it's great to rely on whenever you need to for communication, but I would just have a backup plan on paper and have it in a folder, like in a backpack or, somewhere where it's safe and it's always gonna be on you.
So lots of good tips and feedback y'all can use out there, Anime Boston or other conventions for sure. So,
Yeah.
let me see. So again, I have not attended Anime Boston, but I would say that if I was to attend, I would definitely have to plan at least like 3 or 4 months in advance, because I'd have to pay, have to worry about traveling, a hotel, how long am I going to be staying for, and all that, and then of course a handy dandy checklist thanks to Ardent Wings. Ardent Wings brought up the spreadsheet idea in the convention recording. We'll probably have that linked down below and all that. So definitely bring all that and a very good water bottle, reusable water bottle. So, alrighty, next up we have, what is the general price for attending Anime Boston? So just Anime Boston. This includes things like parking, tickets, getting ready, like how much, like on average, would you spend for like getting ready materials like getting tissues, stuff like that, and how much cash to bring for Artist Alley?
I'm not sure what the price for Anime Pasta is. I've never looked it up before because this is my first time hearing about it. So,
Say with parking, I advise those that have the option of public transport or like carpooling. I'd advise to do like carpooling or that, because parking can be like a little expensive in Boston and hard to find it if like you do find it outside of like a parking garage. That and the parking garages there that they have are like small and compact, kind of. So I'd advise like trying not to like try to find a resourceful way instead of taking one car for one person. I remember when I went there, I spent probably over 400 altogether. But we also went to go get boba like 3 times that day. And like
That
a
adds
bunch of
up.
food. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, and also like bring extra clothes, because sometimes it does get cold in the spring in Boston.
All right, well, I guess for me, yeah, I think since my last one was all the way back in 2018, it's probably been a while. So yeah, I imagine pretty much again. I think what was brought up before, parking and stuff, can be quite expensive and stuff. And let's not forget hotels and of course food and stuff that you need to buy for sure. So I imagine maybe somewhere around in the hundreds category and stuff. And of course for including vendors and artists, pretty much more on the lines of that, either in the tens or maybe in like the single digit type of style for sure. But I don't know. I think budget wise, it can be quite complicated on that part. But if you got enough to help keep you occupied while you're there, I say you should be completely fine.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and adding on to that, because I've never been to Anime Boston before, this is just advice, just a little reminder. This is why you need to research into what vendors are there. You need to see if they have websites, Etsy shops, see what they price for that. Reach out to them, say, hey, I'm coming to this convention, and I was wondering what your prices were going to be for your convention. That way I know I have enough in my budget in case I want to buy from you. And I would say personally, if you know that you are a big spender, then I would probably have maybe at least $200 on you for the vendor's hall, I'm guessing. But it depends on the convention, it depends on where you eat. Some conventions, they will have places to eat inside the center, some will not, based on if there are rules that the center is being placed at. It's about research and planning accordingly, even if that some of the plan like it doesn't work out. It's about trying to plan the best that you can when going to a convention, especially big conventions. And from what I hear, Anime Boston is a big convention, right? Okay, so it is a big convention. So there's a lot that you need to operate whenever you're going to a convention, so you just need to plan accordingly. And I would suggest that if you're someone who's concerned about, certain situations, get there a little bit earlier before the line, get in, walk around, see where there is security, and yeah, just do the whole do what we were talking about in our convention's tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks, that was the whole thing. Thank you for remembering the whole title, because I was just like, conventions, yay! Oh, we'll definitely
I'm getting very carried away.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, so...
I was gonna say...
Go ahead.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, go for it.
With Boston, too, I'd advise to go early if you are taking public transport, like the train, because the trains are ridiculously slow.
Good advice.
They are really slow and late.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, so definitely want to plan ahead, timing-wise. Financially, it sounds like you need at least like a good 4 or 5 months, maybe 3 at the most, but definitely not a last-minute type of planning, I guess. Unless you live in that area and you're pretty aware, then it's like,
Yeah, like you can't... It's hard to trust on the Boston Tea to get you on places on time.
Is it really called that? Boston
It's
Tea?
known for that, or it's called it's pronounced we just call it the tea instead of train.
I didn't realize Boston Tea Party, and we're doing that first. Is Cosplay Tea Time? Oh no, I just realized that just now. Oh god, I feel terrible. Let's go, America. No, kidding. We have international viewers, so I gotta be careful. But anyway, let me see. So I don't know what the general price for tickets was. I was trying to look on their website. I was cheating earlier. I know I was trying to do research. I wasn't cheating. I was researching earlier just to see what prices were for tickets, and I couldn't find anything. So maybe try to have a link below or something. But yeah, definitely check out the website beforehand. Moody was saying carpool I do not do car garages or like the garages and stuff. They freak me out to no end. So yes, I would definitely be carpooling with someone. So definitely make sure you bring enough. Make sure your bank's good to go as well. I need to also mention that too. Like make sure your bank's all good. So have all that. All right. Next up we have, and we're about to cover this, but then it stopped. But how crowded is Anime Boston?
I generally can't say, but when I went to some different conventions down here, when I was at Pensacon back in February on Saturday, um, every ticket was sold out and it was overcrowded and it felt like it was impossible to move around in. I just hope this is something they can fix for next year because it was a little too close for my liking.
When I went there, I think I went there on Friday and Saturday. So the way I purchased the tickets, they have like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, differently, like all different tickets for like one day. And then they have like a whole weekend pass that costs more. But instead of getting like the weekend pass, I got Friday. And then I got a weekend pass because I went with my friend and I got confused whether we were just going on Friday or going for like the whole weekend. So I had to wait in line on Saturday, and the line was ridiculously long. And I'm like, girl, I am so sorry. I felt so bad for the staff too because they were like trying to like yell to be in like a single line. I'm like yelling at like my job being like having to yell at kids to get in line. I'm like, I am so sorry. It was nice seeing everyone's like outfit.
Yeah, well, I guess pretty much on my part, I think I know throughout my 4 years, I only decided to go on Saturday. Well, I guess with only one exception back in 2017, where of course I went for a little bit on a Friday. But I guess in terms of how crowded it can be, well, let me tell you something. Usually, I think in the morning when I actually first pop in, the crowds actually do start small and which seems fair, but later on, once it gets to the afternoon, it starts to get really big for sure. Almost like it's almost filling up one section of the entire building. But luckily enough, I think I do know my way around crowds. Like I would actually finding a good path for me to get through just fine, and I can easily get from point A to point B with no problem at all for sure. So I guess in terms of dealing with the crowds at Anime Boston, it is actually a interesting pattern to get down for sure. Almost like you're I think I would easily compare it to, like, say, well, when you're playing a video game for sure. So, but that's mainly what I could gather on my part.
Okay.
Yeah, I know with timing, since I went to SwampCon this year, I noticed, oh, excuse me. Um, I I got there at 8, but I didn't go in till I think between 10 and 11 because I was waiting on my friend and I was concerned that, I would get lost because I have like a few medical issues up here. Which is why I suggested on staying put where I was and waiting for her until she got there. But I noticed that when you have a convention, like a lot of people think, we can get there like in the afternoon, it'll all be fine. Really, no, it won't be fine because you're gonna wait in that long line. It's gonna be it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, because like the window where everybody like goes to a convention or like just gets to somewhere, it's a lot of people they procrastinate the last minute, usually in the membrane. So they will think, oh, we have enough time to get there. And they get there and they're like, well, we're not on a very long line. And that was a mistake. So this is why I kind of, research on your travel plans and what to do. And I know one photographer I worked with, he does this. He'll go to the venue the day before and scout out, where security might be, where there will be good areas to do photo shoots. So that way, if he ever just pulls a cosplayer randomly to do maybe like 3 photos, he's good and he doesn't have to worry about where to find a place. Um, I would suggest, as early as you can, but like not ridiculously early, not ridiculously early. Just kind of go get your ticket, get in, and if you're like, man, this isn't fun at first, then maybe that's your sign to kind of just like chill out till the crowd actually starts rolling in because you don't want to be stuck in that big line and be like, uh,
Mhm.
I'm in this line. It's so
Yeah.
long. When am I gonna get in? You just don't want to feel like that. So I would suggest getting in early. And if you're one who wants to be with the crowd, take that little chill time to yourself before things get a little crazy, and then go have fun.
Yeah. Sounds like a reasonable plan. We do like planning and all that good jazz. So, um,
Yes.
let me see. So from what I've seen and heard about Anime Boston is it does tend to get very crowded. So I don't know like what the people estimate would be, but I would definitely say like, if you're not like a big fan of crowds, it sounds like what Ackley was saying earlier, like go early in the morning, seems a bit less crowded, and then in the afternoon might get a bit more crowded. So if you don't do well with crowds, take it slow, if you need to go somewhere and take a break. That should have been one of my questions, like what do you do if you need a break? Maybe I'll ask that towards the end. Yeah, so definitely all that good stuff. So,
Just a
oh,
thought really fast.
yeah.
When I went to Pensacon, I left at like 5 in the morning because it was a 2 hour drive from my house to over there, and obviously sometimes Florida traffic can get pretty nasty. So I'm like, might as well leave early in the morning where I managed to get there in just in time, no issue, nothing.
I feel like we all live in pretty crowded areas, not urban folks, but that's what it is. Next up, we have what activities are there to do? Are there, are, what activities are there to do at Anime Boston? Sorry, tripped on my tongue.
You know, um, as I previously stated, this is my first time actually hearing about Anime Boston, so this is something that I definitely cannot answer, but hopefully they got some really fun stuff there for everybody to enjoy.
So they have, I went there, I only went there 3 times, but they have the art place where like you can buy all the stuff, and I got like these two, like Chun-Li and oh god, what's his name? Wanderer, Little Prince. They also have like karaoke and like AMC video contests kind of. And they also have like a masquerade party and like a what is that? I think it's like a lip sync battle. They have they have like a lot of stuff because it's in like kind of like a mall. It's like attached to a mall, and then it's like a convention center.
Yeah, I think for Hyde Park, I think pretty much most of the majority is of course what Moogie just said, but I think there also are a few others that are probably not included as well. Like of course you still got panels and workshops as normal, but you also have like an area to play video games that had for sure, and of course there are some screens of some anime shows and movies that you could also attend to, and let's not forget a small little area in either part of the pretty much on either side of the convention center where you could do like cosplay meetup groups and even photo sessions while you're there, and oh yeah, even a really really nice photo booth that is there as well. And again, that's just to name a few.
Just a few. Thanks.
Honestly, that sounds absolutely awesome. Like a little bit more than what we had at SwampCon this year, but hopefully, I think as SwampCon gets a little bit bigger and bigger each year, and more people people start going, like the more popular convention gets in general, I think they might expand that. Which, now you guys are just like making me want to go 2024, like, oh man, like I really
Road
want to go
trip.
now. Take me with you. Which I probably won't be able to, and that's okay. But like, hey, it's good to dream. I'm a dreamer until I actually do it.
Alrighty, yes, all those activities sound super duper exciting. Like getting to like just chill and watch anime, meet up with people, and like like a lip syncing battle. I would do poorly in, but yeah, it all sounds like good fun. So lots of different sights and sounds. And not only that, we have smell as well for going through the five senses, which is what type of food is offered at the convention and what is the food pricing like?
Generally, I'm not sure what they serve at Anime Boston, but I really hope it's some pretty darn good food and for a good price too.
Yeah, Boston's usually like a mix of like expensive food and like a little cheaper food on the range. Like I know I forgot what it's called, but like it's mostly where like the Italian restaurants are. That's where it gets like a little more expensive. But where Anime Boston is, they have like small little shops that are like less expensive and like you can like go into. And it's like also since it's part of a mall, they have like I remember we went in there and they had like I think it's like sweet greens. So if you are like vegetarian or something, it's like a salad shop there outside of the convention center, and they also have like good ice cream there. That's also really good. Also Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts is good.
Well, that
America
sounds
runs
awesome.
on...
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying America runs on Dunkin'.
And so does cosplay.
Cosplayers run on Dunkin'. Oh gosh.
Dobby runs on Dunkin'.
Oh.
Cosplay runs on caffeine.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ackley.
Oh yeah. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, I guess for me, I think I know I haven't actually had any of the food over at the mall where the convention center is located at for the con, but I do know through my experience, I think there are a few times where, of course, I actually ate at the convention center and. Pretty much some decent varieties and stuff like pretty much some burgers, fries, nachos, and just a whole lot for sure. And of course, with my last one back in 2018, I did dine at a couple of restaurants for sure. To which, yeah, which is another thing I should mention. If you have some extra money on your hand, and if you don't want to spend it all on, of course, the food they have at the convention, definitely book seeing a restaurant to have some food there. They can be very busy during the time at the convention, which I do feel is actually really great.
When Jen mentioned the food question, I was so ready because I'm Armenian. Armenians love food. You know that. And I'm like eating right now during us doing this recording. I actually did a friend's Mother's Day today, and they brought over sushi to like thank me. They made it. Yeah, they're just so wonderful, and I enjoyed doing the Mother's Hair so much. I actually took her hair up into like a forward downward like graduation. Anyway, we're not talking about hair. We're talking about Anime Boston. Uh, I'm just so happy I did it today. I'm like, let's talk about it like for 5 seconds.
Okay.
But honestly, all of that sounds so good. My suggestion is to people who have food allergies, just in case if you don't want to like have a reaction to certain things, bring your own food. I know I can't have certain things like cheese, mint, pineapple. Like those are my three allergies. So whenever I'm at a convention center, that's why I tend to stay away from. That's why I bring extra snacks in case if the food thing kind of just like doesn't really do it for me. I have like, some snacks to roll over on me for like a couple more hours until I'm able to find a place to eat. which the convention I usually go to is pretty good. They have like fast food too and stuff, but I would definitely recommend that if you have some health issues, to your health issues, uh, by law, a restaurant is supposed to accommodate. If not, leave. Don't ever go back. So, yeah, but like all of that sounds really, really good. I'm just like, oh man. Like, do they have ramen there too? I just want to know.
They have a maid caf there too, and the convention. But it's always booked.
I
I haven't
love
gone
maid
to that.
Yeah, I feel like maid cafes are usually booked.
Agreed. So lots of yummy food out there. So you can find at the convention, find in like the mall area as discussed and all that good stuff. So let's see. Next up we have, are there places to do photo shoots at Anime Boston?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
There's some places. I remember there's like this it's not, there's like a sprinkler park in Boston called Frog Pond. It's not a pond, but it's like a small, like man-made kind of like indent in the ground, and it's just sprinklers and water. And then there's also like a different sprinkler too that I've seen. I remember, I think it was in 2019, I saw someone taking a photo shoot in there. And then around Boston, you can also take photo shoots. Like in Chinatown, they have like that big, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a big gate where if you like want to do like something like that, there's a photo shoot there. Or like the Boston Tea Party, you can do like a photo shoot there or something. I mean, there's a lot of spots where it's like accessible by train, but that's like late.
The late train.
It's, you always want a time of the train. Because Thomas the Train Engine doesn't work on time.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, I guess you've already read my mind, Moogie, so yeah, well, anyways, I guess on my part, I've never actually been to any other places around Boston for a photo shoot during the time of the convention, but yeah, I think with the cosplay meetups and the photo shoots that I mentioned earlier, there are a good number of spots in either like the second or third floor of the convention hangar in like the southwest side of Hig, where of course you have this incredible window of course the nice view of part of the city going around while all this is going on. So I say that is of course a good place for a photo shoot if you're up for it.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Ackley. Let's see. Bella.
Yeah. Hello. I was processing my train of thought for like a second.
Oh,
I knew
okay.
I was going next. Okay. I just feel so adorable today.
Oh, you look adorable.
But
We all do.
Yeah.
right? Like, look at us just slaying today away. Like,
All of us wearing different animes, not planned.
yeah, it's awesome though. It's like we've all come together from different animes and we've just met at this picnic table to have lunch. We've all sat down for a snack. But I mentioned Lobo Shots before. He's one who did like my photography stuff, my photography photos. Excuse me, I'm having brain farts. But it's okay. But he, whenever I was watching one of his streams where he was showing us how he does certain things, really cool. He told us that whenever he goes to a convention, like he goes the day before and scouts out, different areas where they, you know, you could do photo shoots, excuse me, and stuff. And I thought that was so cool because, I feel like you're really cool if you plan ahead. Just because I just think that's really cool. And plus, it's a good skill set to have. And I think if you're a photographer, here's my advice, at least. If you're a photographer that's coming in and you can't get there the day before, definitely look at pictures online and the layout and stuff, and pictures of like the location and people in that location, and ask questions about certain areas that you're not really sure of. And kind of get an idea on where you want to scout out, and then as early as you can get to the convention, kind of like run around and stuff. If you're on a tight schedule, just plan accordingly and do what you need to do. Everyone's schedule is different. I don't want to like boss anybody around or anything. Like, I don't want to do that, but I just want to like give an advice. So my advice is kind of just like operate and manage to yourself. Don't be unprepared, because it kind of puts a lot on certain cosplayers that might have a disability to kind of walk from one end of the convention center to the other. And it's kind of different when you have a schedule where someone has booked a shoot and they're paying you for it, and they ask for a specific location there. It's different. So that's why you kind of have to manage with the schedule. Like, you have time to do a shoot for someone else, great. If you don't have time, okay, find time later. If you see a cosplayer that you want to shoot with but you don't have time, you can kind of go up to them and like ask them really quickly, like, if a little bit later, at what time would they want to do a shoot, because like you're interested. And yeah, some people, they just like they want to shoot with certain cosplays but they can't because of the tight schedule. So yeah, I believe it's fair to be super accommodating and to not be creepy.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got different photo shoots, different places. Make sure you look ahead of time, probably Google Maps and stuff. Maybe looking at like past events where folks took photos. So making sure you got it mapped out and figured out. So, alrighty, just a couple more questions. The next one being, what is your favorite memory from Anime Boston?
I don't have a, but for My Hero Con, it was meeting some of the other voice actors for once, so it was a really great experience to meet them.
I'd have to say I have a couple. I remember the first time I went to Anime Boston, my favorite cosplay was someone dressed up as Deadpool, but Deadpool was in the shower.
Nice.
I'm like, that is the best cosplay I have seen. Trying to think of what else. Oh god. Oh wait, I forgot her name. I think it was Ardent Wings. Wait, no.
Yeah, Artemis. Yeah, you met them, I think, and then I posted on Cosplay Tea Time.
Yeah, I met them, and then that was this year, and I also met. I didn't meet anyone else, but trying to think of what else. Oh, what else? I got to do like a Dance Revolution thing, where it's like you have to put your feet on the. I did that too.
Well, I guess for me, I think there's like a ton of memories during my time at Anime Boston. So yeah, I think I'll probably go through probably the best ones for me personally. For of course one fun memory I had is of course 2015, where I got to meet Jeremy Lee, one of my favorite all-time voice actors. Again, after I first met her at, of course, another anime convention that I went to beforehand, and let's see, I think pretty much for 2016, I actually filmed a video with, of course, one cosplayer, but I'm not gonna say which one because I don't want to self-promote myself. And of course, in 2017, given to, of course, my outfit that I have hung, I got to do a lot of pictures with a lot of other Sailor Moon cosplayers that are also there, and probably I think the probably my all-time favorite one out of quite a whole lot from 2018 would definitely have to be the Sailor Moon cosplay meetup that I got to be in, where I'm not even joking, I was the only tuxedo mask cosplayer that was there, and with, of course, one massive highlight that still remains even to this day, and it did end up on Otaku USA magazine sometime later, where, of course, I'm surrounded by a bunch of Sailor Moon and Chibiusa cosplayers during that time, which, I'm not gonna lie, that is just absolutely incredible. And there was several times where, of course, I'm like, I don't want to forget about this memory. It is that great to me.
That's awesome.
That was adorable what you just said, and honestly, I think after hearing that, you have become a star in my eyes. Like, I feel like even if you make it to the news just once, you were like a star. You were a star in my eyes, because I'm just like, with a lot, sometimes it takes a lot to get there, and sometimes like people just get there randomly, and I'm just like, it's kind of interesting the way that it happened. So closing that book and opening my book for my response to this is that, in general, not being anime Boston, but in general, my favorite memories will always be meeting people, versus my worst memories will always be if I have to get rid of or scare someone off, if they're, just consistently being rude and inconsiderate. And because, like, I don't like being mean to people. I really don't. That's why it's my worst memory. But my favorite memories are definitely meeting people, hanging out, chilling, and, kind of just experiencing new experiences along the way, because, your experiences add up in your life story. So,
You just spitting out facts
always,
tonight. Like, I need to do like an
yes.
inspiration quotes of like everything you've been saying tonight. Goodness. That'll be our next project. Inspirational quotes by Cosplay Tea Time. Crew. Custom
Make
piece
it a
uppers.
book.
You could. Who knows?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is everybody
Yeah.
still there?
Hello.
Yeah.
When Discord kind of froze me for a second, so I was like,
Uh-oh.
"Oh,
We're not doing freeze tag Discord. I guess.
no, we're back. I can see everybody. Everything's
Okay.
fine. Just be scared from me."
Cool beans. I'm gonna wrap this up. I have not been to this anime Boston physically there, but seeing Moody and Artemis meet in person, like two members of Cosplay Tea Time, like finally meeting in person, and them taking the photo, and then they gave me permission to post the photo. I was like over the moon. I was like, yes, this is what we're all about with community. So it might not be like I wasn't physically there, but that was just something that's always warmed up my heart. So I'm glad you brought that up, Moody, because I was like, oh, like I kind of have a memory, sort of, kind of. It's a nice memory. Alrighty, so we have one more question for the evening, afternoon, whatever time zone it may be. What other information / advice do you have for viewers out there about Anime Boston?
If this is your first time going, have an absolute blast. Meet new people, see the sights. Make new friends. Taking the sights, because you don't know how long it could last. Make the best of it. And if you're joining, always always make sure to find new friends to be. Cosplay friends are the best friends you can ever have.
Yeah, say Boston. If you go to Boston and you have extra time there, there's like a lot of history in Boston, so like you can go on tours. They have like duck boats there too that are not just like boats, but they're like buses that go on land. And then they have, I'm trying to think what else they have. Oh, they have also a really good place called the Cheesecake Factory, where it's like, it's kind of like more expensive food, but it's good.
Mhm.
And make sure to take pictures while you're there too, because there's also really good cosplays people have there.
It's really nice. So yeah, I guess for me, I think again, it's been a while since I've actually been there, and yeah, I know this is gonna sound silly for me to say this, but when I actually went there, I actually did visit a couple of my family members, which is actually really quite nice. So yeah, I know some point around later on, I will actually come back hands down. So my biggest advice, if you are actually attending to Anime Boston, really take the time to just soak in all the environment all around you and just have fun with, of course, what you're actually going to do. And who knows, if you actually meet up with someone that you've always wanted to meet for some time, or of course, having actually pretty much meg entirely just yet, I say this is a great opportunity for, of course, to make new friends, because, well, I actually did have an old saying to myself that I still use even to this day. When you're at a convention, you get to know someone, and I think that is what really matters to me on my part. So if you ever do plan on going to Anime Boston, or at least come back to that Sega convention, really take all those to a heart. It'll really help you out a ton.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, but honestly, all of this is awesome. I have enjoyed learning about Anime Boston today. Um, yes, I'm talking to some people in my side of the realm about like attending conventions and stuff. Which I would love to come out, even though I'm from, another state. I'm not in Boston, I'm not near Boston, I'm like hours away from Boston, but I would still in general like to come out at some point and meet everybody. And of course, if I'm going to go to a convention, I will announce what that convention is. So if you're following me personally, you're following Cosplay Tea Time, and you want to meet one of us, or you want to meet me in general, you kind of know where, I'm going to be, and you could come out and say hi. Usually too, I'll have my username written on like my arm somewhere. And, if I'm wearing sleeves, I have no problem kind of like um revealing my username. So it's actually me, because some people can be like a little bit tricky in this world, and you just have to manage it on your own. So yes.
Sounds good.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, just definitely, for any convention, definitely enjoy it. Be careful, stay safe. Have some fun loving time. Love everyone around you. Just have, just, don't worry about the bad things, and just worry about the good things happening around you. But be aware.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Safety's like my number one thing I talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would definitely say, like, make sure, like, beforehand research, or even ask folks who have been to Anime Boston, is there, like, a safe, like, space or corner or something where, if you start feeling overwhelmed or anxious, you can go there and just kind of take, like, a quiet moment for yourself as well. And also, too, like, going up to, like, larger groups and just, like, saying, like, hey, can I hang out with you, if you feel like somebody's watching you and stuff in a not nice way, then at least if I'm ever there, or if you see me at like another convention or something, you can always come up to me and hang out with me. So I will say that. So,
Yeah.
but we are going. Oh, what's up, Jason?
If I may add, if you ever go to a convention, have a buddy or be in a big group, because sometimes you're going to have certain people do certain things, which I'm not going to name for everyone's respect here,
Yeah, and
but
also
you
to
just
our
don't know.
rule. our rule
Because you don't
about
know. Because you don't know what could happen at a convention. So always, when I go, always make sure tag a buddy or be with a large group because that's gonna make you feel so much more
Yes.
comfortable and better.
Agreed. Wise words never spoken seems to be my catchphrase for the evening, but this is also my other catchphrase where I'm going to say this concludes our topic of the day, which is Anime Boston. So, but before we conclude, I always like to turn over to the guest and tea sipper, see if they have questions for folks in the tea room or for viewers out there, starting with Jason.
I don't have any. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. No Moody. Ackley, any questions?
Not particularly. No questions on my part.
Okay. And Bella.
My question is a housekeeping question for our audience. And in case if we have something to add on last minute for this topic. But if there's any advice or anything that we have left out that you would like to share, what is it? Because we love to know. We love to know. And if you have questions, do ask them as well. We love educating our audience as well. So yes.
Major facts. Major facts.
Agreed. So, yeah, we will make sure to pin that down below. If any questions, stories, experiences that folks have that they want to add on. So we're posting this in October, and I think the event is until April. So 6 months ahead of time. But it's plenty of time. So, and with that, we're going to go ahead and conclude. Just want to say thank you to the guest and tea sippers who are here with me today. And Ackley, you are now a tea sipper. Woohoo! You get the tea sipper roll, all that fun stuff.
I'm incredibly honored. Thank you so much, Jen.
Of course. Thank you for joining. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, go back into our little cosplay corners of the world. But I do want to say thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully everyone's taking care, staying safe, and keep sipping away. Bye, everyone.
Always stay hydrated.
Hydrate.